Given that China, not India, has disregarded and violated bilateral pacts, the Indian FM has come under fire for placing the blame for the border dispute on China. Chinese commentators warned that Subrahmanyam Jaishankar's recent comments accusing China of being responsible for the present China-India border dispute could erode mutual trust and have an impact on the advancement of bilateral relations. They said that India, not China, was the country that had disrespected, broken, and infringed upon China's illegal territorial agreements. Jaishankar said at a gathering on Sunday in Sao Paulo, Brazil, "We are currently going through a very tough era, primarily because of agreements we made with China in the 1990s that forbid sending large numbers of troops into the border region." He stated, "That issue has not been handled, and it is casting a shadow. They have overlooked that. You know what took place in the Galwan Valley," Indian news outlet TNS said. According to Chinese analysts, the China-India border region has remained stable and peaceful since the most recent China-India Corps commander level meeting on July 17, and India is the one who has flagrantly violated the two pacts that the two nations signed in the 1990s. In 1993 and 1996, China and India signed two accords addressing the border issue. As an illustration, consider the 1993 Agreement on the Maintenance of Peace and Calm along the Line of Actual Control, LAC, in the China-India border areas. In the past 20 years, not only in Doklam but also in the Pangong Lake region and the Galwan Valley, India has repeatedly breached the line of actual control and encroached on Chinese territory, seriously violating the agreement that neither side's activities shall cross the LAC. Zhang Yuangban, a research fellow at the Institute of Chinese Borderland Studies under the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, told the Global Times on Monday. Each party agreed to reduce the size of its military presence in the LAC region as part of the 1993 agreement. According to Zhang, India has been quickly increasing its military force along the LAC since the turn of the 20th century, in contrast to China, which has not significantly increased the number of armed troops stationed there from the standpoint of preserving cordial relations. It was stated in the 1993 and 1996 agreements that neither party would use or even threaten to use force against the other. Still, in September 2020, Indian troops crossed the LAC at the China-India border's western section, close to the southern bank of Pangong Lake. They obscenely fired warning shots at Chinese Border Defense Patrol personnel. According to Zhang, this once again highlighted India's egregious breach of the pacts. The liar is who? Since 1993, who has ignored and broken the pacts? Clearly, it is India and not China, explained Zhang. Qianfeng, director of the research division at the National Strategy Institute of Tsinghua University in Beijing, Jaishankar appears to have ignored the truth in his most recent remarks. If he keeps spreading them, it won't help the advancement of bilateral relations. According to PTI, Jaishankar stated on Thursday that the bilateral relationship is currently going through an incredibly tough phase after what China did at the border. According to Qian, China and India must cooperate to jointly address global concerns in light of the complex international landscape and avoid letting the border dispute impede bilateral relations. Since the 16th China-India Corps commander level meeting in July, China and India have made significant progress on the border issue. According to Zhang, the border region is secure, and communication via the military and diplomatic channels is unhindered mainly. According to a joint press release issued by China's Defense Ministry and the United States Defense Department, the two sides decided during their meeting on July 17 to maintain close communication, continue their dialogue through military and diplomatic channels, and find a swift solution to the outstanding issues. According to Qian, only nearby regions, including Dianzhou and Xizang, have not seen a change in the standoff between the two sides. According to Zhang, the peaceful and secure border region has also aided the rapid development of the region's economy and society. When Zhang traveled to Zanda County in the Xizang Autonomous Region in southwest China in July, he saw newly constructed homes and roads and many tourists. When Zhang visited the popular tourist destination of Aksai-Chen in northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region in July, he claimed he was unable to sense the impact of the Galwan Valley War.